Hey guys, Vicky here from Life Empowerment Project, and I really want to kick off today with 5 things that conscious and successful businesswomen are doing that you aren't yet. The promise is, when you implement these steps, when you implement these 5 things that conscious and successful businesswomen are doing, you are going to double your success, really simply. But more importantly than that, you're going to double your opinion of yourself, and that is by far the most important thing. As I'm sure you've heard me mention before, you being number 1 is absolutely essential. So the 5 things. Number 1, conscious and successful businesswomen congratulate themselves. Seems really simple, and I'm sure you think, oh, well, I sometimes do that. I bet you don't. I bet you never slow down to consider how much you're achieving. And that is absolutely key. When you recognise and you focus on what it is that you've achieved, that's what starts to come into your life more and more. Really simply. So again, it's the whole what you're emitting is what you're attracting. So when you're focusing on what you've done well and how you can congratulate yourself and really taking the time to stop and recognise those things, more and more will flow to you, more and more of the good stuff that you want. So super simple, but congratulate yourself. That is number 1. Number 2. Another one along the same lines is to own your talents. How often are we told when we're kids, be modest, don't shout from the rooftops, don't blow your own trumpet, however, blow your own trumpet. You are absolutely astounding. The fact that you have achieved so much so far is extraordinary, and the fact that you continue to push yourself despite any setbacks, any roadblocks is just incredible. So own your talents. I'd really encourage you guys to write a list of all the things that you bring to the table. Now, I do this with all of my clients. Write a list of 30 things, 30, and don't stop until you've got all 30. 30 things that you're bringing to the table, any skills, attributes, whatever, that you bring to the table. Now, that is really important because until you recognise what you're bringing to the table, the universe will not recognise what you're bringing to the table. It's all about your self-worth and lining that up because your self-worth directly affects everything in your life, and you are extraordinary. So go ahead, 30 things, that's number 2. Write 30 things, things that you're bringing to the table, really massively beneficial. And the third of the 5 things that conscious and successful businesswomen are doing is setting their intention. Now this is something that I learned from, very randomly, a yoga class, was to go in and set your intention before you even went in there. And let me tell you, the difference between when I go into that class and I set my intention and the difference between when I just go in, I rush in and I get ready and just chuck my mat down and get going is completely different. The mindset shifts, the physical shifts, everything. Set your intention. You should have daily intentions, weekly intentions, monthly intentions. Now be flexible with these. A lot of times we write ourselves a list and we're really rigid with what we can do, which kind of inhibits your creativity way too much. So set your intention as you go. Make sure you know what you want to achieve throughout the week and you know what your intention is. Now your intention might not be, like I just mentioned about the list writing thing, it might not be specifically what you have to do, but it might be, I'll push myself beyond any perceived limitations that I have. So I might push myself to speak, I might push myself to make those extra few phone calls to big companies that I want to really connect my business with. So whatever it is for you, set your intention, because it's going to make a world of difference, let me tell you. Number 4, so let's get straight on into it. We want to be writing our goals down. Now, I just said about writing lists, but writing your goals down is essential. Now, I've done a whole different blog on this, so I'll just touch on it briefly, but 97% more likely to achieve your goals having written them down. It gets you more clear, it allows you to refine them in the future, and it keeps you focused. It's you committing to them when you write it down. So write your goals down because it just makes an enormous difference. And also keep those goals so that you are keeping refining them. Nothing should be fixed or set in stone because that's not how life goes. Keep refining them, but write your goals down. Finally, last but certainly not least, is to know why. What's your driving force? What is your absolute reason for doing what you're doing? Now, for me personally, my reason is all about sharing freedom. Because true freedom is nothing that you can conjure up outside of yourself. True freedom is completely and utterly internal. I learned that through personal experience and through my experience of doing this work and having this work done on me and then getting to share this work with other people and put my own stamp on it and put my own experiences into there. but know why. That why is bigger than any how or what that you could ever come across. When your why is big enough, the hows and whats will take care of themselves. I'm sure you've heard that saying. Completely true. Be really clear on why you're doing what you're doing. Think about these big companies with huge mission statements and things like that. So know why you're doing what you're doing. This is going to overpower any days where you're feeling a lack of motivation or a lack of inspiration even because you know your why, you know your big future targets, and it just sets your sights on there and keeps you moving towards it continually. So I hope that's been of massive use to you. So before we finish up here with today's blog, I want to just run through the 5 things that conscious businesswomen are doing and successful businesswomen are doing that you aren't yet, that you can implement for massive, massive success. So, number 1, congratulate yourself. Even on the little things, congratulate yourself. Make sure that you are recognising all those amazing steps that you're taking. What we tend to do is have that mirage lifestyle, which a few of you, if you're signed up and on board with us, will have heard about in the exclusive content that I send to you. But we live that mirage lifestyle where we're constantly looking ahead on the horizon, seeing what's next, and we never actually recognise the massive steps that we've already taken until you get really grateful and you get aware and self-aware of what you're doing and what you're achieving. It's going to be a struggle to get any further. So congratulate yourself because you're doing amazing things. Secondly, we want to be owning your talents. As I said, write a list of 30 things that you bring to the table, skills, attributes, innate talents. Some of your talents will be things that you completely overlook because they're so natural and easy to you, but from an outsider looking in, that's a spectacular gift to have. So list out your skills, talents, attributes, everything. That's number 2.
Number 3 is to set your intention. Daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, 5-yearly, decadely, however you want to put it. But set your intention. Go into things with a clear intention. Otherwise, you're just flapping around with no clear direction. Set your intention.
Number 4 is to write your goals down. Very, very simple. Sounds way too simple, but really these things that are going to make the difference are simple. Very simple little things that you can implement that will immediately just boost your productivity, your success, your return on your investments. So yeah, make sure you're writing those goals down because it makes a world of difference. And 5th and final of today's 5 things that conscious and successful businesswomen are doing that you aren't yet. Number 5 is to know why. Be completely and utterly, deeply and passionately connected to your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Really, really important, and something that we're coming across more and more often now. But know why you're doing what you're doing. Otherwise, the hows and the whats get too big, too complex, too scary, and basically all these things just raise up in front of you and block your success. So basically, when you know why, it just shrinks those things, shrinks the fear, shrinks the insecurity, shrinks the doubt, because you know why you're doing what you're doing, and that's such a powerful driving force. So I hope this has been massively helpful for you to know 5 things that you can implement now that conscious and successful businesswomen are already doing for massive, massive results for themselves. So thank you very much for listening, guys, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Take care.